Well, if you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And, well, we had the Federates and I have assembled together. Yes, there was a podcast with Whack 100, DJ Academics, Adam 22, Trap Lord Ross, and the man himself, last but certainly not fucking least, the ultimate Fed, DJ Vlad. Now, while I don't blame these guys for getting rappers and other people indicted or put in jail, because those rappers and other people literally go on these guys' platform and snitch on themselves. So you can't blame the person providing the platform. You can only blame the person that's sitting down on there telling the business that we shouldn't be minding. But outside of that, you knew they couldn't have a podcast without snitching on somebody. Now, while it is public knowledge that Rubi Rose and Playboi Carti had a relationship, apparently she might have been 17, 16 years old at the time when she was dating certain rappers coming up in the industry. We have the Federal Five here basically confirming these things. And Vlad detailing how he's been getting calls from lawyers, asked if they could take that interview he had with Rubi Rose down where she talked about dating Playboi Carti while she was underage. Let's listen.
Playboi Carti's lawyers hit us up and asked us to take down the Rubi Rose.
They still consistently hit you up?
Not consistently, but every few years I get this. And my whole thing is I'll just point them to TMZ article and say, look, there's a domestic dispute.
Do they want to pay you to take it down? Tell
that?
them pay me what I made the last 10 years, and I'll take it down. He might.
Yeah, in context, he's looking at it like this.
You know what I mean?
He was banging her when she was underage, too, and she basically acknowledged that to him as well. I think she might have said it in my interview as well.
What was
that Rubi Rose basically acknowledged that Carti was fucking her when she was underage, right?
What? No. What state?
No.
Atlanta, I assume.
Atlanta 16.
I think that's been out there. I think she said it about Travis Scott,
Atlanta
right?
16.
You had this clip.
There was a clip that she did on
How old
Vlad
she say she
TV
was,
about
bro?
dating Travis Scott and I think 21 Savage.
Yo, Vlad,
Carti was in
I'm
there.
gonna tell you this. This is a hidden clip where I think it's in some of my archives. You know, I've been streaming for like about 15 years, and I'm glad that this clip isn't like still public. Where before any outlet, this is way before you even knew him. She came. We were just like trying to get like attractive women on the stream, and she was telling us about. She literally admitted. She was like, yo, these 4 rappers slept with me underage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
who?
She verbatim says it.
Rubi Rose.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad that video isn't, again, not that I'm not defending nobody, nothing like that, but
she was underage in the Bad and Bougie video.
What does that mean? So
I don't know.
I'm just saying it's kind of out of the ordinary, right? Typically, when you watch a video, you don't really worry about that.
She's just in the video. She doing something in the video.
No, I'm just saying. She was in there.
She came on my stream, like she was basically trying to like gaslight a little bit like what you were doing in your interview. Yeah. Essentially, she got off the stream and the whole chat was calling her out, and I'm like, yeah, I know she was lying. She was still watching, and she called me back and she said, listen, all right, I'll tell you the truth. And she literally just admitted to like, hey, yeah, I did, when I was 16, when I dealt with this guy, and it was all rappers.
She's from Georgia?
Well, I don't know if she's from Georgia, but she was talking about rappers.
16 is the legal age of consent in Georgia.
And that's what I thought, because she did that maybe a year or two before you even got to her on my stream.
Not to say I condone it, but Georgia, Jersey, it's a lot of Nevada, legal age of consent.
That's why I thought she was kind of like, she was doing an interesting posturing move where she knows exactly, like, if you don't want to say that, don't hint to it.
Yeah.
Because in the past, and again, I'm glad, I think this is a buried file, I hope nobody finds it. I think I've even tried to go find that clip, like, just to like look at him like, yo, I can't believe she turned into someone, because now it's gonna matter. If later on she was like, and that's why I said what I said, like, at some point, if that OnlyFans money ever run out, she's coming out with, hey, all these rappers she's named, at that point were like up and coming.
She's gonna write a book.
It was up and coming.
Well,
all these rappers now are huge superstars.
Right.
Yeah.
Which Just pray that OnlyFans money keep going. You know what I mean?
She got a good nest egg.
And she might
Yeah.
get wiped up, man. You never know.
She can still tell.
You never know.
Shit.
She might go.
If a documentary series come out and want to give her
But,
like
but
some
would
checks,
people really give a fuck about like, hey, Travis Scott was like 20 banging Ruby Rose when she was 16, and this was like 15 years ago?
yes.
You think people are really gonna care? I
In this
mean,
climate, hell yeah.
No,
It,
in the right
it ain't
circumstances.
gonna matter if they were in Georgia or a state where the legal.
well, that means
age
there
of
would be no
consent,
charges.
They're
Sure.
good.
Yeah, but to drum up a narrative, especially you know what happens now. It's like maybe if it's an isolated incident, it doesn't happen. But then, like for example, like now with even Drake, they're like looking for anyone who's underage Drake has ever like even responded to.
Yeah.
Because now it becomes a narrative. Once it becomes a narrative, it's like, you know what I mean? Like even if it's not true, they're just gonna paint
it's
the,
there.
you know.
Somebody's gonna.
Feel like Gideon somewhere in the corner somewhere. You know, Gideon be ready. Da, 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 da. They not like, da, 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 da. You know, Gideon be ready. Look, hey, don't let Gideon get this case. Don't let Gideon get this case. He'll be on it like white on rice. Rappers were doing what with who when they were underage? Da, 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 da. You just hear the not like us name in the background, just out of nowhere. Da, 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 da. Okay, serious thoughts, right? Serious thoughts, okay? I honestly, I don't know what to say here. Now, while yes, WAC 100 is technically right, depending on where she was at when she was having sex with these rappers at the age of 16 or 17. That is the legal age of consent for those places. So while nobody will be in no real trouble, you know, depending on how Ruby Rose would choose to frame the situation, like, no, I was, you know, they were predators, or, oh no, it was consensual. Like, it's just we're gonna have to hear how it sounds. We're gonna have to hear the context of the situation before we can truly, you know, helm anybody up, really. But at the same time, trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. That's the only chord I think Playboi Carti probably can strike. Other than that, and a pregnant woman, all right, I'm done with the jokes. Okay. That was a little too far. Anyways, I just find it fucking hilarious that they all just told on everybody right here. It's like, I think Adam was trying to get that off because, you know, his nickname as well is Adam 16. So Adam was like, bruh, Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, Young Thug, all them niggas was fucking her when she was young too. You snitch on them as well. And then, you know, Vlad got lawyers hitting him up, telling them to take the interview down. And honestly, you know, Academics was talking about that clip where Ruby Rose was on stream. I do remember that moment. And I might have, you know, festered that clip at a certain point in time in life. I might have it. You never know. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll look at your fucking nobody clicks on my videos on the subscription feed. Maybe one day you'll look through your recommendeds and see the clip and be like, oh shit, this nigga Michael be on it. Cause come on now, I am the culture goat. I am him. Him is me. And his name is Savvy Mike. And I am Savvy Mike in this. So I am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.